Take good stock of your sinful nature, let's say. You know what temptations you're prone to and what knock you off the beaten track, and maybe you feel guilty about it. You know where your weaknesses are, and you probably have some idea of just what kind of hell you could inhabit if you let those weaknesses get the upper hand. So why don't you just write about that for 15 minutes? So let's say this isn't what you could have in 5 years. It's the pit you could dig for yourself if you decided to, just sit there or dig. Everyone has a sense of that, for some people. My temptation probably would have been alcohol. I think your temptation, you told me, would have been, you would have been a street person. Yeah. And it's strange, because it wasn't the same temptation for the two of us, but you knew it. Why do you think it was homelessness for you?
I think that I was probably not as much an advocate for myself as I needed to be.
So you would have just let yourself drift?
Yeah, I think so.
And was there something about that was tempting? I mean, it's tempting. Abdication of responsibility.
It's an abdication of responsibility to myself, right?
Well, and to everyone
else. Because I have a responsibility to be the best person I can be.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, that's annoying, because that means that every day you have to strive for that and ask for that and have some humility that you might be able to learn something every day to become a better person.
Right.
Right? So there's all of that. But if you're homeless, you can just dispense with all of that. And I think I wouldn't do that anymore. But at some point in my life, I might have fallen in that direction. And I think that people, they need some encouragement that they need to take care of themselves.
Yeah, well, I liked alcohol. It calmed me in social situations. It made me feel a closer kinship to people, and it was a pretty good stimulant. And so it was a really good drug for me, and I enjoyed it quite a lot, too much. But I learned that I had better things to do. I wouldn't have stopped without better things to do. And what
did you mean by better things to do?
Well, I was writing my book, Maps of Meaning, when I was still carousing as a graduate student. I'd started to put my life together by that point quite a bit. I was still a party animal and very social, but I found that I couldn't think hungover. And not only that, I couldn't handle the emotional tension of what I was dealing with intellectually. It was too, because if you're hungover, your emotions are more sensitive, especially your anxiety. And the work I was doing was way too demanding emotionally, because I was dealing with historical atrocity, and the motivations for that was just too damn dark, to be dealing with hungover. Plus, once I had written a fair bit and was editing, once you've edited your work to a substantial degree, you have to use finer and finer gradations of judgment to continue to improve it. And if you're fuzzy-minded at all, if you've impaired your judgment, when you edit, you can make it worse, not better. And then I also realized that the only times I really regretted my actions was when I was drinking, because it disinhibits you, and that's fun. That can be really fun. But I'd wake up the next day and think, I was a little too provocative. I was a little too aggressive. I was a little too mean-spirited in my wit, a little too egotistical, or maybe more than little on all of those fronts.